Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing Mono White Humans. This deck costs like less than $300 to build, and if you're willing to just play plains instead of caverns, it's even cheaper than that, like $100 basically for a Legacy deck. This deck is really fun to play too. It's got so much synergy. Let's talk about some of the synergy. First, new addition to the deck, Warden of the Inner Sky, which synergizes with our creatures that generate artifacts, which are Thraben Inspector and Novice Inspector. These also synergize with Haliya. You warp Haliya, you cast Novice Inspector, you create a creature, you create an artifact, you gain 3 life total in the process, and that is enough to draw a card in the end step. So you're getting card advantage in your White Weenie deck, which is basically unheard of. And then Warden of the Inner Sky, we can tap it to scry through our deck, and that grows the Warden of the Inner Sky and allows us to have a massive creature that flies and has vigilance. I played a game off camera where my opponent basically had to like chump block Warden of the Inner Sky with their 8/8 Murktide. That's how big this thing gets when you have a lot of creatures. Champion of the Parish gets bigger. Thalia's Lieutenant gets bigger. You've probably seen a lot of these cards before if you've watched my channel. I love this archetype. Guide of Souls makes everything bigger. The new additions to the deck are Containment Priest, which I think is really strong right now and is a human and can come in uncounterably off Cavern of Souls, ruining many a deck's game plan, especially Sneak and Show. And then we've got 3 roads in the sideboard to go on top of our 4 plows. And a lot of times, like if we're up against Tron, which is the big bad in the meta, we can just bring in the erodes and take out the plows. And we still have some interaction, but we can clear planeswalkers as well. We've got the 4 Disruptor Flutes, and I'm not messing around with Tron 4 Damping Spheres. See you in round 1. Round 1, we're up against a fan of the channel. They are likely on an Esper Tempo deck, which, you know, I love. Like Stifle Pup, but with white. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I think this is a pretty good matchup for that. They were 4-0 with the deck, which is very strange. You will see. Okay. Well, I don't know if they're actually on what I was looking at, if they say they're on a strange deck. So this is a 1 white mana deck hand. We're likely to draw a land. We have 19 lands in the deck. I would love to just lead Karakas into Warden of the Inner Sky. However, I do have concerns that we get wasted and we just lose. This is a lot of Haliya. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I just don't want to get wasted out of the game in my mono white deck. That would be humiliating. Oh my goodness. And now it begins. This is even worse in the sense that we just don't have land. I don't want to die that way. I'm going to keep this. This is pretty good. So double Guide of Souls is really good. I think what I put back is probably Erdnon. No, I'll put back a Plains. I just needed 8 Plains. That's all I was looking for. And now Warden is cheap. Erdnon is good in very specific circumstances. But I think if we're wasting, now we have 3 things we can do on 1 mana. All right. Again, like, Guide is the best white creature ever printed. So I can't complain too hard. But I would have liked to have had a decent 7 when I'm playing a deck that is... You shouldn't have to mull a lot with this deck. Okay. So here, I am just going to stick my Guide. That is always what you're leading with. And if they force it, if they plow it, whatever, it's a 1-for-1. We need more than 1-for-1s with this deck, though. We need synergy. We need them to not have board wipes. Okay, so black-white. So Wrath of the Skies is very much a possibility, and that is bad news for us. Okay, so Plains. Ajani. All right. So I imagine they have like Cobalt Therapy or something. I want to unload my hand quickly. I'd love a plow for a Johnny. Holy cow, I get a plow for a Johnny. That's good. All right, well, I'm going to just respect a Johnny. And also wreck their lands. Yeah. I should have probably gone ahead and, yeah, I'm just going to plow. And they'll have a Cat Warrior token. I can't attack into that. I'll take it slow. They don't have force. So next turn, I just have Guide of Souls, and we'll just take it slow and steady, pumping out our creatures. And eventually, we'll get Warden online, which will grow. They can be aggressive with their cat. I'm not going to give up a Guide. I just have to hope they don't have a lot of land. Okay, they're coming in for 2. I'll take it. All right, they had another land, so that's very bad for us. Okay, so this could be Bowmaster. I don't feel safe attacking in. I think I just Guide and pass. We drew Zach Fair, which is cool. It's a one-off. He's legendary. He can save our creatures from death. We'll just pass. Again, I'm not going to walk into a Bowmaster's. Bowmaster's is very weak against my deck. But you don't have to give Bowmaster power by attacking it when you don't need to. Okay, they may still have it, but like they didn't cast it. Guide of Souls of their own. Nice. Are we going to get some Onslaught Pride action going? Okay. So they, like that Wasteland was... It hasn't hurt us yet. Like we didn't have any use for the colorless mana. So I'll just let that come across. So we are going to get some flight on one of our dudes next turn, which is sweet. I am going to Warden here. Come on, land. Oh yeah! We can do two things. So what do we want to do? Zac Fair's a 1-2. Warden's a 1-2. I'm going to Warden. They could plow one of our guides, which would suck. But I can still get enough energy with Zac Fair. Okay, we're in. That's huge. Almost every creature in my deck is 2 toughness for precisely because of Bowmasters. I think this is Hopeful Initiate. Yeah, we could just save Zac Fair for some like combat trick later. I don't know. I don't want to just yeet him out there. So we get some life here. This is very good for us. Okay, so I do want to attack with one of these and give it flight. They may Fatal Push or do something to it here. You have to pump these somehow. Like I do want to make use of my energy. I don't want to wait around forever. I realize you don't generally want to be pumping the guide himself. But, okay, so he's 3-4. You have to get him up there somehow. But, like, I feel vulnerable. Okay, and now I could block, but I think it's better to scry and buff this. Okay, and we're gaining so much life that it's not that big of a deal. This gets a counter. Haliya Guided by Light. Do I want that? I mean, I get a card, basically. It's like almost guaranteed that I'm going to get a card for it. I think I'll do it. And I can also use that on the way through to grow my Warden of the Inner Sky. Okay, here's the Bowmaster. It doesn't have a good target. I was correct that they had it. It does create 2 bodies, which grows the guide, so they may be able to swing in the air. But, like, again, my life total is so high. This shouldn't be a consequence. I've got a pretty banger turn set up next turn. They are going to get an oops trigger when I draw, but it's not that big of a deal. And I do get an extra card unless they somehow disrupt what I'm doing and prevent me from gaining enough life. All right, they're coming across for 4, 5. Okay, that's a lot. This enables me to swing for a lot next turn. Again, if they have Wrath of the Skies, it's a massive blowout. Like, it literally just kills everything. That would be atrocious for me. Okay, so let's warp. Okay, so we gain 3 life. Pretty sweet. Okay, and then I'll... Like, it's very important to manage your clock by, like, doing the always yield things. Check this out. Zac Fair. I would like to gain 3 more life. And a lot more energy. Alright. Now, I can go ahead and buff this. And I can attack... Yeah, so I'm going to go boom. I'm going to choose 1, 2... 3. Tap like that. This is just like GG card, basically. Like, this kind of comes out of nowhere and ends the game. I like it. I'm here for it. And then we do want to attack with all these. If I buff this now, it gets vigilance, but unfortunately that happens after the attack has happened. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. And I'll just attack with everything. And if they have a Bowmaster, they have a Bowmaster. So let's go here, here, here. And I'm going to go ahead and guide. I think I maybe double guide this. Is that crazy? So he gets training immediately. Always yield. So now we're going to buff it further. Yes. I'll make this really big. I should probably go ahead and grow this just because it's flying. No, it'll get flying anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep buffing this just because it's like the least scary thing. Like, the Warden will grow itself, and this just doesn't do anything really in the matchup. Okay, they're taking a lot of damage. Taking 12. All right, they're at 6. And next turn, Erdnon is just going to completely destroy them if Erdnon gets out. And we get a card. We're still at 21 life. I don't think we're in danger of dying here, unless they have Erdnon or something themselves. That'd be a way that they could win. Erdnon plus Orca army would actually be pretty sweet. So Erdnon basically is a double strike. So he just went out of nowhere. It's pretty cool. All right. So we've got 3 flyers now. Well, this will be a flyer. It's not yet a flyer. Onslaught Pride. Okay. They're going to gain some life here. Will they get the City's Blessing? I think they will. They scoop. Okay. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Okay. We beat the Go Wide deck with our Go Wide deck. Okay. Yeah, I think Erode comes in. It seems pretty good against their deck. Just like hit all their creatures. Like we can surgically target the creatures that matter and ignore the ones that don't. I kind of want to cut on the draw. I kind of want to cut a champion because it just dies so easily. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it, and we're gonna try to go a little bit bigger. I'll cut 3 of them. Let's do it. This is the one that is really like sketchy. Like if you have this in your opening hand and they have a Bowmaster, you just got no value. Everything else can survive a Bowmaster ping except for this, but this at least gives tokens or counters to all your other creatures. Game 2, unfortunately, this is not a keep. I don't want to get wasted. I'm playing 19 lands deck. Come on. Yeah, let's see. This is keepable. Put back the Cavern. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Cavern doesn't matter because they don't have... They do have Wasteland, but they don't have things that can screw us up. And I do want to be able to waste and punish. They're playing 2 colors. It's unlikely that it really matters that much. But if they don't respect the Wasteland, I can get in. So I'm going to start with Warden, and then I can Thraben Inspector. Actually, it might make sense to just Thraben Inspector first. Oh no. Please don't freaking name Thraben Inspector. They can flashback, so I do have to play out the Thraben Inspector, sadly. There's no way they name it, right? They name Guided Souls. Okay, well that was lucky. I think I did have like 1 or 2 Guided Souls in my opener that I mulled. So our deck is looking out for us by not giving us land. So it's like tricking us into... yeah, they're definitely going to name Inspector here, so I have to get it out. So they have a way to flip. They don't have any red spells, though, that I can see. So Ajani's not actually that bad. We have nice, varied interaction. So if they play like an Ajani, I'll just clear it. They have a Bowmaster. I can waste to evoke the Bowmaster. I think it's fine. And that will probably force some interaction. Go ahead. What do you got for me? Okay. White mana. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go to second main to burn that off. If they want to plow that, they can. If they want to erode it, that would be fantastic. I need to get Warden out next turn. Okay, so I'm not actually going to attack here because I want to use Warden. Yeah, and I don't think the 1 damage matters against their life gain deck. So now this is where Warden just shows how insane it is. Like, we're going to scry, we're just going to buff it. Like, this card is cracked. I mean, it like maybe not cracked by legacy standards like Tomio and stuff, but oh yeah, yeah, that's good enough. I think, yeah, like it's not a great card, but it's a second mana source, and I can double spell next turn. Yeah, all right, and decent chance that they just flashback therapy to get something here. We'll see what they have. I don't think they have a 1 mana flash creature, so I think we just dodge them doing anything for that turn cycle. They ban a Caracas. Okay, so that tells me that they have plenty of land over there. So that Wasteland didn't necessarily do anything here. Okay, Dark Ritual. Oh no, what is this? Is this some shenanigans? Is this like Black-White Doomsday or something? What are we looking at? The One Ring. Okay, well, I don't actually know that I can win anymore. They can gain life and draw tons of cards and deploy those cards. I can't do anything this turn. I will... Let's see. Let's think about this. So here's what I'm going to do. Human. So... if I play out the Thraben Inspector, that's 2, and if I play this out, that's... Yeah, actually, I think I can grow it. So let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully initiate. Thraben Inspector. Okay, that comes in, and now we have enough to do this twice, which is pretty sweet. And now this will be a flying Vigilance beater that still has this ability, and we'll be able to sift through our deck. What am I looking for at this point? Erdnon would be good. Since we can't attack, we might as well just do this. Erdnon is really the draw that I'm looking for. I don't think Caracas is where I want to be. They could Wasteland for sure, and that would suck, but I'm going to just count on us finding something better. Thalia's Lieutenant. And we go super wide. I don't hate that. If they waste us, is pretty bad, though. I mean, they're doing damage to themselves. We can clear a potential blocker. Yeah, I think this is worth keeping. Again, I'll be sad if they waste me. Okay, they are activating this. Shout out to my opponent for asking if I have Twitter instead of asking if I have X. I'm sorry, it's so cringy. Okay, so they're drawing 2 cards. 7 cards in the grip. Like, definitely a Wrath of the Skies wrecks me. I just have to hope that they don't have it. I actually think that, like, Champion of the Parish is going to be better than Erdnon in the sense that like it distributes the power. Also, it is worth noting that we will be close to activating this. Okay, they're going to take our plow here. They saw it in the very beginning of the game. They can probably trust that we still have it. Being a non-brainstorm deck and everything. Okay. They named Guide again. Okay. All right. Well, interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to stick this card that I knew about. Thought it was Lieutenant. All right. So we get triggers on everything, which is nice. I do want to grow... Oops. I'm going to grow this now. And we'll set up our next draw, which we don't want to land, probably. Novice Inspector. I think we can do better than this at this point. Call me greedy for throwing away known action, but this is going to be pretty sweet. We're going to do a lot of damage here. Did they whiff on land? Why did they not play a land last turn? They literally binned the Caracas a few turns ago. It would be crazy if they didn't have land. So even Bowmaster could trade with one of these. Training trigger, pretty sweet. They can plow our Warden. That's fine. We gain a bunch of life. They still get the training trigger. They still take 7. So they're at 10. They're taking 2 for the One Ring. They have very little mana. I can erode instead of plow their blocker so they don't gain life, if that's an issue. Okay, they activate fearlessly. They can fetch, take a damage. They really need Wrath of the Skies, and that will completely wreck me. I'll be left with literally 1 non-land permanent if they Wrath. But I don't know if they play Wrath in their deck because it's very, it's got low curve stuff too. Maybe they transform. But why? Why would you transform from black-white aggro? It's like so solid. You've got such great creatures. I can't imagine the One Ring is main deck, but maybe it does come in if it's like a non-combo matchup and you just want to outvalue somebody. I mean, it's still an insane card that should be banned. Okay, they're therapying, so this time they're probably going to take our road, since at least they get life for the plow. Okay, they took the plow. They're going to need a miracle here. I do have clues I can crack if I just brick and draw land, and I might be able to draw into a 1-drop from there. Prismatic Ending on my Initiate. He's my biggest creature. Fetch to 7. They're going to need to remove another creature. They should probably go for the Lieutenant since he can grow. I won't be able to draw into 2. They have perfect information. They can just remove one of those. Okay, so I'm hitting for 3. Then they're taking 3. They'll be at 1. If I draw any creature, Thalia's Lieutenant grows and they're dead. Unfortunately, I do not. Well, I am going to go and do this. Crack this. See if I can find a creature. I do find one. This will come in. And that should be death. Unless they have like Solitude or something like that, or some way to gain life at instant speed. I wouldn't normally just yeet that out there, get the GGs, because there is Bowmaster, but at this point it doesn't even matter. They're dead at the ring. Great games. We're up against minyafriend, most recently seen on Death Shadow. I can't keep this one-lander with no freaking planes. Come on, deck. You know better than that. You know better than to bring me Fizzy Latte. Makes me bloated. Okay, so that's a Zoolander reference. Best movie of all time. Okay, other than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I must say. So this is fine. It's not spectacular. Erdnon and Zach Fair do synergize. There's no way that you're supposed to lead with Guide. Or with Zach Fair over Erdnon, though. So we can Guide with the planes, and then next turn we can deploy 2. And the card I'll put back... Am I supposed to put back the Erdnon? He does that at Bowmasters. I think I'm actually going to put him back. Yep. Maybe we'll draw... Like, he is legendary. We only have 1 Zach Fair, but if we drew a second Erdnon, I would feel pretty sad that I decided to keep him. We're on the play, so we can probably just jam Guide. I don't want this to get wasted, so I'll play it as my second card. It would not be in error to force here, and you could say, oh, you should have played Cavern, then they couldn't have forced there. We just got a 2-for-1. We paid 1 mana for a Hymn to Torok. That may cost us the game, that decision, but I don't think it was wrong. They thought seize. Moon Shadow. Okay. And I think they're on Death Shadow here. Okay. They get to look at our top card. So we can Cavern and we can deploy 2 things here. And I'm just going to hold the plow. If they thought seize is bad, but what are you going to do? I'm not going to plow this at this point. I want to stop like a Death Shadow type thing later on. Haliya, get in the room, Haliya. Holy cow, that's so good. So we'll get a card. Check this out. So this is how Haliya works with Thraben Inspector. This is what I was talking about. There's a lot of synergy in the deck. Warp here. And now they could daze this and prevent me from Thraben Inspectoring. They may be familiar with the combo. Okay, they're not. I mean, I'm not saying they're not familiar. They're not choosing to daze. Okay, and now we have uncounterable Thraben Inspector. Daze this. Oh, you can't daze when you have a freaking swamp. Sorry, that was a bad play on my part. It doesn't matter. Like I think the sequencing was fine and everything, but I get an extra card. Haliya is going to warp out. We'll crack this clue eventually. We gain some life here. It's so sweet. Like this, I don't know if they were thinking about this when they made it, but the fact that there are 8 inspectors, it's just such a good combo. We got another inspector. If we find another Haliya, we can warp her out. But she just chills there. Like she's already basically paid for herself. She gained some life. She'll come out if the game goes long enough. Like these warp cards were huge. Obviously, Riddler has completely changed Legacy. Oh, I don't. That might be an exaggeration, but okay, Nether Goyf, that's fine. So they are applying pressure. Okay, and they have a land, so Daze is on now. They kept their top. Could be a Wasteland to deal with my Cavern. All right, so we'll take this damage. Looking to draw. Like, I would love to draw a land and just play Haliya out. She's great. This is fine, actually. Check this out. We're just going to do this again. Haliya. All right, she's in, and let's gain 3 life here and draw a card. Seems pretty good for 2 mana, and we still have this in like waiting the wings for later. So we'll gain it. We'll draw the card at the end step, but we have lots of clues if the game goes long. We've gained a lot of life here. They could blow us out with a fatal push. I don't think I'm blocking yet. Once Zach Fair comes down, he'll be pretty good. I'm not going to go after the life total until I'm like super wide. I don't think they have any board wipes. They have Snuff Out. They've got a lot of spot removal, but they don't have a board wipe. Okay, Plains. That'll be great for next turn. And then we can just bring Haliya out of warp. Not sure why it's only showing. Oh, there they are. There are my beautiful Haliyas. Ready to spring into action once the mana allows. They're cool sparkly borders. Glittery Galaxy. Microplastics up there. She's chopping up those bottles, chopping them into tiny enough pieces that they're no longer, like maybe they incinerate when she hits them with their thing. All right. Don't drink out of plastic bottles. Like whenever people talk about the ocean being filled with plastic, like something like 70% of that, 80% of that is just plastic bottles from bottled water. Drink from a can. Don't drink from a... Okay, I'll end the PSAs, but really you should be aware of that. It's important. Okay, so Nether Goyf is getting big. Okay, Bobble. This grows both of them. It doesn't grow the Nether Goyf anymore, but I'm taking 8 here, most likely. Yeah, cans are like infinitely recyclable, basically. Aluminum is like so superior. Like I'm not like a marketing guy who's like, oh yeah, you should definitely buy this product. I don't buy this product myself, but Liquid Death, like basically this whole insight was, hey, what if we just put bottled water in a can so it could actually be recycled instead of, you know, microplastics in the ocean. Groundbreaking stuff, but like it's good. So do we need to make a move here? I can Zach Fair. I can plow one of these. I am worried a little bit about a Merc coming down that I can't deal with. We still have a lot of life. We can play the Haliya out of exile, but she's just a big creature. I feel like that's the patient play, because then once she's out, we're like gaining lots of life. And yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm not even going to attack them because I don't want to make their Death Shadows better. Maybe I should try to shepherd them toward Death Shadow. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm just going to play my Haliya here. She's uncounterable. I don't feel comfortable attacking, but I could do 2 damage here. This Cavern has been... you didn't say the magic word. Okay. So we gain a life. That may be intentional. They may have just wanted to surveil. They said oop. Okay, good. So that would have been scary. Well, I guess actually that would be good if they were that desperate. Yeah, so I'm going to come across. I need to get them dead eventually. Who knows whether they're actually playing Death Shadow. They were playing it previously. So we're going to take a bunch of damage here, but we're going to get some life back. It's chill. We'll draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So now, like, Death Shadow could technically come down, and then I get a 2-for-1 when I plow the Moon Shadow. I'm just worried that they'll Thoughtseize me and then Death Shadow, and then I don't have any protection, and I'm very vulnerable. But I have a sprightly life total. And there's a decent chance that I draw more. I can't wait to put the Erodes in my deck. This is like precisely the kind of matchup where you want additional spot removal because they just have these giant, threats, Mark Tides and stuff. Don't throw... Okay, that's not that bad. It's still bad, but it's not the end. And they have a land, so we know one of their cards probably went back. Okay, so they're coming in for 8, a lot. Like half my life total. All right, so I'm going to untap here. I think the best draw is just a land, so I can Haliya and gain a life. Gain 3 life. That's great. So I'm going to do that. White, Haliya. And I don't feel like it's correct to quite yet go for it. Quite yet. Okay, they're moonshadowing. What is this? They're just going to surveil again. Are they going to push? Okay, so I gained some life here. They are going to do it immediately with the fatal push. Okay, so I think at this point, sadly, I do probably need to go ahead and plow because I'm just looking at taking so much damage next turn. And I am pretty low life. Yeah, and it'll be a tragedy if they have a daze. They use it. Okay, they're back up at 16. Yeah, we're going to probably have to block one of these. And then I didn't get to gain all the life because they respawned. I didn't have priority. Like, basically, she comes in, her trigger goes on the stack, they can respond before I can cast my Novice Inspector. If I go to 2, I think I'm going to be brave and go to 2. No, because they cycle. Actually, yeah, they could have killed me if they had a creature like Street Wraith. So I did kind of tempt fate there. Okay, this is very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Novice Inspector and Jumpers ahoy. And then I'm going to also Zach Fair here. And I guess I'll just make this uncounterable. And now I have the ability to grant indestructibility to one of these. And then I can just plow the other one. I think that's correct. They could have forced blue card if I wait. I'm going to let it happen. So I plow one, and then I can't kill him even if. So what I'll do is I'll block with Zach Fair, and then I'll just move the counter over probably. And then this way, this gives me the ability if they play a Murktide that I have to plow, I can still chump and survive for turn cycle. We'll see what they do. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the thing I told you I was going to do, which is plow one of them. Okay, that worked. Now I'm going to go to blocks. Zach Fair will block here. After block, Zach Fair is going to very selflessly transfer his counter over here to one of my dudes. They're going to push in response. That's fine. Okay, you prevented that guy from becoming a 2-3. I mean, yeah, I don't have that many good targets. All right, so I don't take any damage. All right, so I do need to draw cards, but like there's a Bummaster there, and like, gosh, what are the odds they don't have a Bummaster here? That just kills me. I think they're pretty low. I don't think we win if we wait. I'm going to try it, and then we're going to... Oh, wow. Wow. That's huge. All right. That's a very huge draw for me. So Haliya, and I'll just pay for the... if they... Okay. And now that she's out, I can do this and gain a bunch of life, and I can start crawling back into this game very slowly, but I gained 5 life. Or, yeah, I gained 3 life total, and I get a card. And they didn't have the Bowmaster earlier, so... Yeah, I'm getting to ride the Haliya value train. And then I just chump or team block. No, I'll just chump. And then Haliya comes out next turn. I'm still like very screwed to Bowmasters, but like they may not even be playing at main deck. I've seen a lot of aggro decks drop it main deck, which I think is a mistake, but you know, hard to argue with success if they're winning. This is a chump, but I did get, you know, virtual cards for it and actual card for it. All right. So let's go ahead and draw something good here that pairs well with Haliya, like another Inspector would be great. Thalia's Lieutenant, love it. So, I do want a Haliya first. I think they may force this, and then I can Thalia's Lieutenant. I want this to resolve first, because this is the better card. And then I'll just risk days, I guess. But, like, I want the life, and I also want Haliya herself to get buffed. So we gain a life. Boom, boom. Thalia's Lieutenant. Everything grows if this resolves. Okay, that's great. So now we have a pretty good blocker. I'm just going to chill. I'm with my wall. I don't want to die. I'm going to take over this game pretty soon. I do not gain life, unfortunately. Or I did not get enough life to draw a card. So they can't cast... because I'm just hanging back and keeping their life total high, they can't Death Shadow me. They may not actually play Death Shadow. I haven't seen any Shocklands. But a lot of these decks will play like 1 or 2 Underground Seas in addition to Shocklands. I think if they attack with Netherglyph, maybe I just block with everything. That way, even if they fatal push, I'll just lose a Thraben Inspector. They could find a flow state or something good here. This has been a great game. Like, a lot of thought. Like, flying by the seat of my pants, getting super low. I think I was down to like 2 life, dead to Bowmaster at one point. Bowmaster would be very good here. It would take out Thalia's Lieutenant, and then it would lock off my clues. Ponder again. So we could very easily be looking at the mother of all Murktides pretty quick. If and I have to find a plow. I am 43 cards on my deck. I've got 3 virtual draws. I could probably survive maybe 1 strike from a Murktide. I'm going to keep my life total high, and I think I am going to make that play where I block. Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe that they can... Like, they fatal push Haliya. They don't actually... Do they have... Yeah, they don't even have Revolt, but they could snuff. Okay, so we're going to block like this. Boom. 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 And, like, if they fatal push, I'll lose 2 of these, but I'm not going to lose all of them. They could bring back another Netherglyph next turn, but I just feel like I can't keep taking damage. So Haliya's dead. I've worked through both of my Haliyas. Great advertisement for just how good Haliya is, that she's been... Or three of my... 4 Haliyas. I've got 4. Okay. All right. Novice Inspector. So, sadly, I think this is just clue, crack, if they make the move. I mean, I could play this out, and then they Bowmaster this in response with the draw trigger, and then I can at least draw 2 cards without it growing further. I think that's correct. Let's do that. Are you going to let my Thalia's Lieutenant grow, or are you going to Bowmaster now? Okay, wow, that's huge. Okay, so that happens. I mean, they could do it now. They don't have the Bowmaster, apparently. That's freaking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to draw here. Hopeful Initiate is a card I can cast here, which grows this further. I think I can turn to Beatdown now. Just in case they do rip a Merc. Like, I do want to be on the Beatdown. I think if they had a Bowmaster, they would have used it by now. So this grows this. All right, let's go ahead and go in. They could Bowmaster, but like I don't think they have Bowmaster. All right, and they maybe have the mana to go ahead and deploy. What are they doing? Is this Fatal Push? That's fine. All right, take 4. That generated tons of value on the way through by just buffing my squad. Moonshadow's good. I have a high life total. They have few cards. Is this Merc? What is this? Oh no, if they have main deck... no, I don't think they're going to have main deck Toxic Deluge, but that would be strong if they had it. Okay, this is just bringing back Netherglyph. He's still a 4/5. He's still big. All right, they're tapped out, so I can use my clues. Draw a card for turn. Wasteland. That's not particularly good. Let's go ahead and draw first. I might waste them. I don't think I will. Crux. Okay. Are we going to draw cards that do things? Yeah, let's try this again. Hopefully Initiate. I think it probably is worth wasting them. Just, I don't know. Yeah, I'll play this out. This dies. I mean, it has to attack to get the ability, but it will die. But I think this is just Hopeful Initiate. And I think I am going to go ahead and waste them just to try to disrupt them a little bit. But, like, it does grow the Moonshadow. Maybe I'm supposed to wait. I think I'm supposed to wait. Because I can, like, team block the Moonshadow and maybe kill it. They would need, like, a certain series of draws. Like a Wasteland on their side would be good. Fetch would be good. Fetch Surveil. They've already used one of their probably only 1 Surveils. They attack with Netherglyph. Like, it is going to mess me up. Because, oh yeah, that's so good for them. Because now they basically are guaranteed to kill one of my creatures in combat. I think I have to throw everything in front of the Moonshadow here. Yeah, because this can come back. I'll take 4. They fetch here. They could, you know... I think it's safe to just block that. This will grow when I attack. All right, I'm going to go to blocks. Block, block, block. Just make sure like they have multiple fatal pushes. And I'll just take this 4. It sucks. I think it's correct. I guess I could have blocked with this too, just in case. Okay, they're going to fetch. I don't think they can grow it big enough, but they can kill one of my dudes, maybe 2. Okay, so they're going to kill one of my dudes. I dropped a 3. Okay, this becomes a 5/6, but that's after combat. Okay. So I'll just keep this Wasteland around. Alright, Novice Inspector is not bad because it helps me grow. I do want to crack the clue first, just in case I draw into something good. Okay. Not something good. I will play this land out. I am going to play the Novice Inspector, and then I'll just clue again. They could hardcast a force here if that's what they're thinking about. That makes sense. It's like kind of a 2-for-1. Okay, so we can like multi-block here. Let's see. If I attack with this, this grows. But like I'm worried if I... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to grow the Hopeful Initiate. All right. Let's do this. So I'll attack here, and here, and here, and then I chump. I think I need to keep this back in case they have a Fatal Push. That'd be an embarrassing way to lose. Okay, so this can't grow anymore. So I can just chump with this. This has been a heck of a game. 11 minutes on my clock, 15 on my opponent's. 16, rather. All right, so Novice Inspector is going to take one from the team here. He's a novice. The Thraben Inspector is like, we got to send this the junior guy. Hey, it's your turn to go fight the Nethergoyf. Wasteland. It's fine. I don't think it really matters. There are some cards I could draw, like Erdnon would be sweet here. Okay, they're firing that off. That's fine. That may mean that they have another force in hand. That would make sense as a card they have. Guide of Souls is sweet. Unfortunately, it's not like super useful here. All right, so we attack. We do have to block with something, so I think I'm going to block with my Novice Inspector again. Hopefully Initiate can do some stuff. Yeah. I want to keep their life total falling. I definitely could have wasted just to keep them off Hardcast Force there, but I can do that later. I could have played out this Karakas too. It might make sense to just protect it in case I draw Erdnon. Erdnon will win the game. Okay, so we're going to let this guy die, unfortunately. Wait. We just have victory on the crackback if we sack this instead. But then we don't have anything else going on. Like this, I don't have enough energy. I'm actually going to, yeah, I'm going to put the best white creature ever printed in the line of fire here. If they like Merc or something, the game's over, unfortunately. Another Nethergoyf. Okay, so we need to draw one of our removal spells or we're back into the Abyss here. Gosh, deck, come on! How many lands have I drawn in a row? And like I've drawn a lot of cards. Well, now we lose 2 creatures, unfortunately. Nothing to be done. I will just, I will play out this Karakas, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to have to chump twice, and then if our deck betrays us again, we're just dead. Yeah, and I've spent like almost all my clock on this one game. I think this is still game 1. Crazy. All right, so we will just throw these in here. This can at least get stronger. These ones can't do anything. Okay, are we dead? Are we dead? Just tell us. Okay, if we draw Erdnon, we can still win. Let's draw Erdnon. Please, deck. Give me an Erdnon. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, and like we bricked, so it wouldn't have mattered. I need to concede. Hurry. I need to hurry. I'm low on clock. Wow. That was a heck of a game 1. So Erode absolutely comes in here. I don't think Containment Priest stops. Yeah, because it's Escape is like an alternate casting cost. So the cards that come out here are Champion. I mean, I can't believe that they're not playing. Yeah, I'm going to take it out. Just in case they're playing Bowmaster. Because like, why wouldn't you have Bowmaster? It's probably in their sideboard. That's it. Yeah. Man, that was frustrating that my deck, like I felt like I was really far ahead, but my deck just kept kicking me in the teeth. This should be an insane matchup. It has got to be like a 60-40 matchup. All right, we're going to play quickly. I'm going to be decisive. My deck, again, screwing me. First, it loves to not give me what I need, and then it loves to flood me. This is a keep. I'm going to put back a Plains because I've got double Cavern. No, I'm going to put back a... yeah, it sucks, but I'm going to put back a Cavern. All right, and now I'm just going to... remember last game, like I was like, oh, that's like a Hymn to Torok. When they forced my guide, which was probably correct. If I guide, then I'm not going to Haliya, unfortunately. No, actually, this works fine. I'll just guide. And I'm doing this because I don't want them to waste this. That would be catastrophic. Because this is going to be how I resolve my stuff. So I can Haliya twice. One of them will die. But I will get a card. Moonshadow. Okay. So that is just a clean Erode. I don't have to worry about it coming back. Hopefully Initiate is great because now I don't have to... so let's do this. Human. Okay, so I'm going to go Haliya here. And if they force this, I can just Haliya again. And because I will have gained enough life, I'll be scot-free. All right, so we need to be sure to yield to these. Let's go white. Hopefully Initiate it. Gains the life. Always yield. Okay, and now I can technically attack. and I think I should. I'm not going to be blocking. Every point of damage matters here. I don't think they're actually on Death Shadow. I think that was a misread. They'd played it recently, so I was kind of like overly focused on that being what they were on. Okay, she'll warp out. Wasteland may be really good here. We'll see if they waste me. Unfortunately, Erode is going to help ramp them out of Mana Screw if they're in Mana Screw, and I probably will need to Erode in a couple turns. I could just play the Wasteland and play Haliya from Exile. I think that's totally defensible. Alright, they're coming across. The blocks. Alright, Massacre. Well, that's not good. That kills their creature as well. Alright. And another Moon Shadow. Okay, well, I'll just kill that Moon Shadow. And a Wasteland. Okay, that sucks. Yeah. Okay. Not in such a great situation here. I'm going to waste them, but then I can't Erode them. I hate to say it, but I think what I'm supposed to do is just play the Wasteland and pass. And eventually cast a Haliya. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Because I'm not going to win. Like, I waste this and it grows, then I have to Erode and they just get another land. That doesn't work out very well. I'll take a crack from them first. That's fine. And now, like, Daze just becomes brutal. Let's see, Empire. So, yeah, I'm definitely glad I didn't waste them there. They will grow it and then maybe even grow it some more. Massacre is very good against my deck. I haven't actually faced it before. I've never had somebody cast that card against me before. But it's very good against this deck. Thutsies. I think I'm actually supposed to Erode now. I hate it. Now they take a Haliya, it doesn't even matter. But they don't have a clock. I've got a lot of life. They can get a life, or they can get a land. I was never going to waste them anyway. That's just not on the menu here. So I'll take my Haliya. And I'll attempt to cast the one out of Warp next turn. Hopefully they're one of the days. I am not going to wait around. Unless I draw... I don't even know what I would draw that would be better than just playing her out of hand. Okay, Guide. I do want a Haliya here. Do you have a daze? Brutal. Brutal. And I just don't know when I'm going to draw more land. I could have gone for Guide there. Now Murktide is just an imminent threat. Brainstorm. Yeah, I wanted to... I wanted to have Haliya down so Guide comes in and then maybe another creature. I don't know. And now, like, if they do find a Thoughtseize, they can strip my Guide. Haliya was safe from Thoughtseize. They're pondering. They're filling up their graveyard very aggressively. I said earlier, I think this is like a 40-60 matchup, or a 60-40 matchup, but I don't know. Maybe it's worse than I thought. It feels like it shouldn't be this bad, but like our deck has been betraying us a lot and giving us horrible draws. They give us like, yeah, it's probably going to get a horrible draw right now, yeah. Okay, so this comes out. This is not a terrible draw. Like, we can do stuff with this, but realistically, we're not going to be doing stuff with it. I'm going to keep these mana up. I just refuse to ever be Daze again against this deck. Okay, they're Thoughtseizing my Erode, which is bad news. Now they can Murk, and I can't stop them. And Murk is always in the deck. You just get free wins from Murk. Brutal! Absolutely brutal. There's nothing to be done here. I predicted pretty much everything that transpired, but I'm powerless. That Daze would have just hit my Haliya, which I would have casted the subsequent turn. It didn't really matter. I didn't draw land. And they have a land drop too. Okay, so we have to find a plow exactly now, or we're basically dead. That's horrible. We'll pass. I'm not going to waste their lands. I just refuse. Maybe I am supposed to waste their lands. Hear me out. Waste their lands. That decreases the likelihood of them having a subsequent Murktide. What do I have in my deck that even costs 3 mana? Just Haliya. I'm never going to draw more than one card a turn, I don't think. I don't know. There could be some situation where it comes up, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, it sucks, but we're drawing to 5 plow effects, or 4 rather, because they... Wait. Yeah, 5. And if we find them, we might actually still be in it. They're down to 2 cards over there. But unfortunately, if we don't find it, we're definitely not in it. I have enough life that I can tank one of these attacks, or 2 of them even. Yeah, that's nice. They may be able to find a flow state and just fully refill. Okay, and they didn't shuffle, so they found good stuff. Come on, some sort of creature. Well, that's good. I will feel really dumb if they Daze here. I'll feel exceptionally dumb. I totally deserve this. So let's talk about what would have happened here. The game's over, unfortunately. Like, I can't imagine us getting lucky enough. So, but like that happens, this becomes a 3-4. 4-5, we attack with double strike. Then suddenly they can't attack. They can't do anything. Like, that would just be absolutely insane, right? But unfortunately, that's not what happened. I mean, I could rip another one, but it's too late by then. I'm dead. Because I'll have flying, but it's not going to matter. So, like, there is one out where I draw a plow right now, or I draw one of my plow effects, and they don't win, but they probably have flow state here because, I don't know. I'm trying not to be a doomer, but, like, I totally made my bed, and now I'm sleeping in it. Yeah, here's the flow state. So they're just going to keep grinding back into the game. They might find a force blue card is all they need now. So they're going to have 3 cards in their grip. Just devastating sequence. I'm keeping this, like, it's so humiliating that I'm going to waste, and, like, what am I going to draw? What are the odds that they would have a daze after, like, all that stuff? Like, why wouldn't you dodge the daze? But they didn't dodge the daze. I guess they saw the daze as, like, something that would save them, and they were correct. So I'm not going to draw anything meaningful here. They got plenty of cards either way. Good game. Technically, this gives flight, but it doesn't save me, because I'll take 8 in the air. Yeah, like, I think it's important that you, like, this is humiliating, losing to a daze like that. I don't know that Erdon would have been enough, but, like, this should be an easy matchup, in my opinion. And I did something catastrophically wrong here. And also, my deck, like, failed to function. 19 lands shouldn't be this bad. Right, round 3, we're 1-1 after a very awkward match 2, but my opponents chill. They played well, and I didn't. I wanted to lock them off of Baragoyf and stuff like that, so I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and waste. And it turns out that, like, I needed that land to pay for a daze, like the old turn 10 days they get you. So let's focus on this game. We're up against Cthulhu Dude 23. Let's take a look at this hand. I mean, this is just like a classic, like, turbo with Erdon. I think we keep. All right. Most recently on, like, big mana decks, Moonstompy, stuff like that. So this is Champion, then Erdon, and we're hitting for 6. They could be playing Fury if they're on Moonstompy. Caverns is one of the reasons. Like, I put Cavern into this is precisely if we go up against this sort of deck that potentially has Chalice. This hand is not weak to Chalice, thankfully. But it is kind of weak to Trinisphere, so hopefully they don't turn one on that. A lot of people have been playing that instead. Ancient Tomb. Lotus Petal. Oh, no. What is this? They could show and tell and just win here if that's what they're on. Okay, white. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Okay, so they're on the big mana deck. The Tron or some sort of key type deck. All right. Tez is searching. They got a Lotus Petal, which puts their Cruel Captain out of reach. I think I just need to go for their life total. I mean, it's technically within reach of Erdon, but yeah, I'm gonna try to max the damage because they're using. Oh, what are they doing now? Even more stuff. Manifold Key. Okay. So this is like I could just kill this guy. If I give him a search, what's the worst that can happen? I don't actually know. I think I'm supposed to go for their life total. So let's do that. Erdon. This is the combo if you haven't seen it. And when I say combo, it's not like the game ends. I mean, you just get like really far ahead. Always yield. Always yield. Okay, and now we attack them for 6. And I will just ignore Tezzeret. I know it's crazy. They can still minus it and get another card, but like they're using Ancient Tomb over there. I need to get them low enough that a One Ring doesn't save them. Also, Hopeful Initiate can potentially use those triggers. I think resolving Athalia's Lieutenant will maybe just end the game next turn if they don't have protection, like literally a One Ring. I think they need a One Ring or some sort of bridge or something that stops me from attacking them next turn, or else they will lose. Okay, Urza's Tower, that doesn't pair with anything yet, so that's good. They could just K-command my champion. They could Portable Hole. They don't have white, but Tezzeret can grab Portable Hole, almost certainly in their deck if they're playing Tezzeret. Okay, they're going out of 10. Okay, Mishra's works research desk, no problem. You can have that. They can just make it a blocker if they want. Nope, they're minusing. Or, yeah. See what they get. They could get a Mox so they could use this. This is their second turn, by the way. I know, it's crazy. Candelabra. It's a lot of mana. Not really. They can untap it so they could use Ancient Tomb several times. Okay. So I think what they're going to do is get a bunch of mana and probably hide behind something. They might be able to use the Eldrazi Confluence type thing. Yeah, they are going to tap the Ancient Tomb again. So even if they cower behind the One Ring, I can kill Tez. They could K command and just create tons of spawns while also blocking, removing my champion. That would be a way they could survive. They're at 6. Activating Mishra's work research desk. I feel like that's desperation. Okay, we got it. All right, yeah. Awesome. As soon as I saw the research desk, it was like a huge sigh of relief. So here, Disruptor Flute comes in, Damping Sphere comes in. I like both of these in this matchup. Erode comes in, and we're going to pull out the Plows for sure. I don't like Novice Inspector or Thraben Inspector that much because unfortunately the clues just get locked behind Karn. We're on the draw. They're not going to interact with our mana. Like, I can tempt fate by cutting a Karakas here. Yeah, 18 lands. Like, almost everything in our deck is 1 mana anyway, but, you know, it might come back to screw me. I think we can trim on Thalia's Lieutenant. It, like, does help us go really wide, but it costs mana, and we just brought in a bunch of 2-drops, which makes me less confident about pulling out a... But I don't know. I don't think we need to worry about it. So we still have a lot of 1-drops. We got 26 1-drops. I think that's fine. Let's do this. And the reason 1-drops are so important is because you just have to keep feeding your triggers. And the way you do that is inexpensive creatures. So this is just tragically not a keep. I wouldn't be surprised if they mull too. They're probably looking for some sideboard cards. They do. Okay, this is a snap keep. This is great. Let's put back the Karakas. I don't think Karakas plays any meaningful role against their deck. I just didn't want to trim too many lands. And Karakas, you sometimes do draw the awkward second Karakas. You could just play one, but it's so good in certain matchups, like show and tell and stuff, that I think you're supposed to play it. Because this will be Guide and then Damping Sphere. Oh my goodness. What's going to go on here? Okay, good. So at least we're going to get like a turn reprieve, but they have Portable Hole for our Damping Sphere, sadly. Ernon, that's a good card for sure. It's Guide, and we'll pass. Okay, Ancient Tomb. I would love to keep the beats coming, but I just don't think we can. So this gives them... Yeah, I have to play the Damping Sphere. I mean, Champion's so sweet with freaking Ernon. He's so sweet, but I feel like we... Let's see, if we could Damping Sphere next turn, but like, I feel like that's a huge risk. Yeah, let's do it. And now they have to make it, or else they'll have to pay extra mana. Yeah, they're doing it. So they can still do this next turn, but like it'll cost them extra mana. They got their dudes over there. I'm gonna try to just beat them by gaining a bunch of life. It's pretty scary though, because like I can only cast one of them per turn unless I draw a land. Okay, they are gonna do it. They're taking 2 damage. They're creating another construct. They can go get the skateboard, tap my guy down. I need to draw one of my interaction spells now. Urza Saga is just such a beating because it attacks on a different axis than their combo cards. When I say combo, like the One Ring and like their big payoff cards, you always have to worry that like they're gonna have a Urza Saga start. They could get a Pithing Needle here, Candelabra. That actually doesn't do much at all here, other than just serve as an artifact. If they clear the Damping Sphere, it does. Okay, because okay, you untapped a land, but like okay, yeah, I'll just take that. Unfortunately, unless I draw like a card that I can cast during their turn, like an Erode or something. Ernon buffs Guide. We might as well do that because it's a 2-drop. We're going to take 10 next turn. I'm not going to block. I could Champion, and then next turn, I think I'm supposed to Warden here, and I'm almost certainly dead. They're going to hit for so much, but at least I can manipulate my draw. And I might draw a Plow. Like, stranger things have happened. Yeah, I think that's the play. I have 0 blockers. I'm not going to block anyway. I'm just going to die. I'll just let them kill me. if they have a way to make these big enough. So let's go ahead and do this. Boom, boom, boom. Damping Sphere, unlike Trinisphere, doesn't care. Okay, that's a bottom. And like, let's draw a freaking Plow next turn. Actually, I'm not going to draw a card, so it doesn't matter. Maybe I was supposed to Guide there. I just need a land. Any land, and I think I'll be okay. Because then I can like cast 2 spells. But this Damping Sphere ultimately like completely screwed me. Maybe it was a misplay. Yeah, they need 3 artifacts to kill me here. Okay, Urza Saga is pretty sick on their part. Like, that's going to devastate me. Okay, that's 2 mana. 3 mana. 4 mana. Okay, 1 ring. Karn, that's annoying. Karn can go get Portable Hole, which can take out my Damping Sphere or remove a blocker. Okay, they choose Portable Hole. They can't cast it. They don't have the mana. Unfortunately, it will let them undo their Lotus Petal, but it won't let me undo my Ponder, right? Like, yeah, see, they get to, like, why do you let the, you know, Stompy players undo their stuff and I can't resequence my Ponder? It's ridiculous. Okay, well, like, I could do that in, I believe, at, like, a tournament. I'm like, no, you cracked your pedal. Like, you just don't, you can't afford to pay it. But, like, MTGO doesn't honor that. Anyway, yeah, just trying to make it harder for the control players and make it easier for the degenerate big mana players. Okay, so here, I'm going to quit complaining for a second, and I'm going to focus. So what we have here is we have Guide, which gains life. And now I'm going to Erdnon. And I can take out Karn, which I need to do, sadly. Wait. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to play champion. Next turn I'll be able to do it because I won't have a freaking Damping Sphere anymore, but that's not a good thing. So I need to put... Yeah, I can kill this, but I don't have a blocker and I die most likely. Wait a second. So this gets 2 counters. This kills this. This is big enough to block. I think that might actually be okay. But then the Portable Hold it. Okay, well... and also it won't be untapped, sadly. So you have to attack first. So how am I doing this? Yeah, this Damping Sphere has been a total albatross around my neck. I do need to kill this Karn. I feel very confident that that is necessary here. But I can kill it with anything. I just really wish there were a way that I could get a 3rd counter on this before attacks. I can do it after attacks. I'm going to sacrifice the champ, most likely to survive here. I think I'm supposed to put the counters on Guide. Nah. I think it has to be Warden. Because the Guide is helping me gain life. And I sack this and then I take a bunch of damage. But this dies. Portable Hole clears this. I might actually die anyway. I need 2 blockers back. Because they Portable Hole one of these and they can hit me for 10. So I need to have all these. I can't use the Warden's ability. So I'll just attack with a Guide, which I'm not going to sacrifice. And then I'll sack a Guide and a champion. And then, like, that'll be a target. Yeah, I wish I could use Warden's ability, but I can't. Okay. So we're going to attack here. I don't think there's any hope of us winning this game, frankly. Once I saw the second Urza's Saga, I knew we were almost certainly dead. But I'm going to try my darndest here. Karn goes down. We have the blockers. They have the Portable Hole. They probably can't cast anything else. Portable Hole does grow their squad, though. Yeah, I think it grows their squad. Like, we're going to have to lose everything, basically, to survive one turn cycle. If they take the Damping Sphere, that's actually kind of good in a weird way. If I resolve Erdnon, I might be able to win next turn. If it's just Guide and Erdnon, let's see. No, I don't think I will be able to. They have a lot of mana. So if they remove the Damping Sphere, they have so much mana that it's hard to fathom what they can't do. Portable Hole. This will probably remove one of my blockers, I would imagine, but they might remove the Damping Sphere. They are removing my blocker. Another Portable Hole, okay. Well, if they get my big guy, that's bad for me. They don't. Okay, so I can still survive, I think. Barely. No, wait, they can make an Urza's Saga construct, and they'll be 7/7. I'm not dead. Okay. So I survive, narrowly. So Erdnon, I'm basically dead to my own sphere here, unfortunately. I just don't have the energy. I can't cast a second spell. Like, I could draw a Plow, and then maybe... No, it wouldn't be enough. Gosh, Hopeful Initiate. What could I get back? I don't have the mana. So if I Erdnon here, then I hit them for 8. It's just not enough. I chump. Yeah, Damping Sphere did me in. I guess I wasn't supposed to play it. I mean, like, it's so good against their deck, but I got punished for playing it. Like, I would have had lots of lines had that not happened. Okay, so let's go to game 3. I'm not changing anything. I actually do need to bring the Crocus back in. I can't risk having like having to mull really low. The card that comes out is probably just... I hate to say it, but it's probably a Haliya, just because like Haliya is definitely less good when you play fewer Inspectors. Yeah, let's try this. I'm going to try to turbo them like I did game 1, where I just apply so much pressure that they can't win. I mean, this hand is got to be good enough. It's mediocre, but Disruptor Flute is good. Let's think about this. Novice Inspector, Disruptor Flute, Erode for the Planeswalker. I feel like we need something faster than this. This just doesn't... The problem is this just doesn't win quickly. Okay, this is Damping Sphere, Erdnon. So we... Novice Inspector. Then we Erdnon and Novice Inspector. And then we Damping Sphere, I guess. I don't know. I probably actually need to put back our road. Yeah, that's like the least good card here. In the sense that, like... Even Novice Inspector hits the table and does stuff. I can't put back a land. A road does a lot. Like, it kills a Karn, kills a construct, and we would have desperately, valued one the previous game. I need to keep the Damping Sphere. I think I'm going to put back the road, and I'm just going to be aggro here. But, like, that means probably not Damping Sphere immediately. Probably, like, Novice Inspector and then Damping Sphere if I draw a land. This is a pretty sclerotic start, though. I'm not going to lie. Damping, like, these Inspectors are pretty terrible. We had them in our previous hand, too. Because Karn comes down, but if we draw the Warden of the Inner Sky, we'll be okay. So they're going to be able to create 2 mana here. Grim Monolith, okay. And now they could like key and then 1 ring and like our Damping Sphere doesn't even do anything. Sucks. Yeah, there's the key. Yeah, and like this is just... We have to deal with this as a legacy community. We just have to deal with the fact that these types of decks are like completely busted right now. Tezzeret can like further untap the Grim Monolith. You're just gonna have to fight against these nut draw hands, nut draw decks. So they untap the Grim Monolith, then they have 4, and then they can do who knows what. I don't think there's any hope here. Erdnon giving double strike, like that allows us to potentially kill Tezzeret, but we're not making any meaningful progress toward their life total. If they don't have something they can cast right now, we can get Tezzeret within death range. But I think they're going to have that. Okay, they reveal a Manifold Key. They can cast it, and that grows Tezzeret. And now, basically, like, Damping Sphere just doesn't even do anything. They've already emptied their hand. I mean, it does do something, but probably not what we needed to. And now we can't even kill Tezzeret. Okay, what else do you have for us? Okay, well, what can we draw? I mean, like, I put back a road, but, like, do I want to be eroding now? No, I don't. So, unfortunately, Grim Monolith just kicks off the chain. This Wasteland doesn't even do anything. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't play this out. We're so far behind. I can't even kill Tezzeret, which is so frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold composure, but like I just can't see I'm playing against this deck. And that's why I'm playing all the sideboard cards that I am playing, but they're just not good enough. Yeah, I don't think going after the life total does anything. I think I just have to chop them down a little bit. Yeah, it's like how crazy the Damping Sphere is not even good enough. I'm on the play. On the play, Damping Sphere is not good enough against them. I'm done. I can't. We're at round 4. Hopefully we're going to get a fair matchup here. Opponent has been playing a lot of red-white Ocelot Pride decks. Another freaking one-lander. But it is Haliya into Inspector. I'm going to keep it and just... Gosh, is that safe? We have so many 1-drops. I'm going to just trust that we're going to draw a 1-drop or a land. We have 18 more lands in the deck. We're not like fetching to pull lands out of our deck or anything. This has Plow, which is great if we need to remove something. They're mulling to 5. All right, so again, like this Hopeful Initiate card probably looks extremely weak. I think I play at the Thraben Inspector just in case they therapy me. I don't want to lose 2. That would be bad. Like, because they could flashback. They could like name Plow and then flashback and name Thraben Inspector. Okay, red-white. If I don't draw a land, it's going to be super awkward. Guide. I have to Plow that, sadly. It's just too strong. All right, I will Plow it, and I will attack for 1, and I'll pass. It's embarrassing, but my deck is just... I'm not going to go up to 20 lands. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go to 20 lands when I'm playing 30 1-drops. 30, yeah. Okay, Tundra. So they're on a blue-white deck. Lavinia, that's fine. I don't mind that. That doesn't really do anything against my deck. Okay, we got there. We don't have to... yeah, so I'll go ahead and do this. This is a warp. This only affects non-creature spells anyway, which I've got a whopping 4 non-creature spells in my deck. They could Solitude here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Novice Inspector, I guess, mix it up a little bit. So we get a card here. If we find lands, we're in a pretty good place because we've got these clues. We've stopped the main initial menace. I can champion and start growing. Like I did want to draw the card and gain the life off Haliya here. They said, love me some Haliya. Okay. So Voice of Victory, not a big deal right now, but potentially a big deal later. Onslaught Pride, okay. So we have these nice blockers here. If they attack with the Lavinia, I could double block. I don't think that's correct. Okay. So Warden in the Inner Sky. So I could champion and then Warden. Okay, so if I Thraben Inspector, then I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can Warden twice. But I can Warden twice off Champion 2, right? Yeah. I'll have to tap everything, but I can do it. But then if I tap everything, I don't have a blocker. So I think I'm supposed to Thraben Inspector first. I really want to get these champions going, but like I think it's worth it to just double Thraben, double Warden, and then they basically have to have a plow or they can't attack him with this. Yeah, Champion of the Parish is super awkward. He's like practically getting cut, but he just pairs so well with Erdnon that I think that would be a mistake. Hopefully they don't have a Daze here. Okay, they don't. That's good. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Look for a land. That goes on the bottom. We're looking specifically for a land. And then I'll just go ahead and do this 1, 2, 3. If they plow this, it's disastrous, but I'm going to line up a land. Yeah, that stays there. Because I could do a lot with that. Like I've got Haliya in exile there. If they can get the City's Blessing, which they may be able to, then I'm in trouble. But they're down to like 2 cards over there. So like a plow would be the worst thing because then they could remove my Warden. Okay, a land. I'm so happy to see that land. Goblin Bombardment. Okay, so now they can... Yeah, they can clear this. That'd be bad. Yeah, basically, like I don't think they can attack with Onslaught Pride. I will block it. But this is like really dangerous against my Champion of the Parish because an instant speed for 0 mana, they can kill any creature. So Hopeful Initiate could actually remove that, but it would be 2 turns. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and block this Onslaught Pride. I cannot countenance this trigger. They have the City's Blessing, but it won't trigger if it's dead. They can sacrifice everything to kill it. Oh, they could first strike it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they get like a bunch of copies, and then they can bombard. And I will lose this. I think it's incorrect to not block it, though. All right, and now I'm F6'd. Do your worst. She is going to die. There's no doubt in my mind. And then because of the Goblin Bombardment, they can take her out. They just need to sack like the Lavinia or something. Yeah, and now they get the cats, and they get all the warriors, and the warriors stick around. The game's over. All right, yeah. Oh, I guess they don't get the warriors because they're not out. I don't know why that worked the way it did. Okay, so here, there's no point in continuing to play, sadly. The game is absolutely over. Even though they have nothing going on, they will just grind me into dust with these bombardment triggers. It's a frustrating way to lose. I mean, I guess I could find a plow. I actually think that that's the only thing I have going on here is just finding a plow. That doesn't do it. Good game. Yeah, because they're just going to run away. Like, I could play it out, and I just don't feel confident that I would ever be able to get through all that. So this is definitely in a road matchup. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the deck is not doing great. I've been having great luck with the deck, but gosh, that freaking enchantment was such a beating. I don't think we can turbo them, but I almost feel like we have to turbo them. I think we have to play control and do card advantage. And champion is definitely the weakest card. We just have to stop certain key creatures and we'll be fine. We do have answers to their bombardment in our deck. We need to stop Ajani. We need to stop. I mean, sadly, this is a keep. I'm not excited about it. It doesn't do anything exciting, but it does. They have Gigantha in the sideboard. I didn't notice that. Okay. They mulled a 6. So I'm going to definitely just lead with the Novice Inspector. We haven't seen black, so they may not have therapy, but if they do, it's so catastrophic. If they're and like plow would definitely be the natural thing you would name here. They mulled a 6. It might make sense to waste them and just drop the initiate and just kind of like hold it. Okay, they're fetching. If this is a basic, then I'll be sad. It is a basic. I'm sad. Okay, and the Guided Souls, that is going to have to be plowed. So I can plow and initiate this turn. That's another plow. That's pretty good. Well, let's go ahead and play this out. Humans. I couldn't even be effective. That's cool. I didn't even know that was a creature type. That was first things first. Bye-bye. Now we play this out. And we can attack for 1. And we have to get there through just chipping away at them while we gradually answer every must-answer fire design permanent in their deck. There are a lot. If they waste us, that's actually good for us. Okay, there's a Wasteland. I actually hope that they waste me. They do. Okay. I don't know that they're playing Days or anything like that, so... Onslaught Pride. I mean, sadly, I probably have to plow that too. It will eventually get through. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. And unfortunately, that means I can't crack a clue, which I would like to do here. I could hang back, but there's definitely risk. And I want to keep the clock going. Yeah, I'm just going to executive decision plow and just attack. They said Onslaught Pride sucks awfully against a field of 1/2s. I don't know that you don't have some way to force him through like you did last time. I'm just going to respect him and keep my damage going. And I mean, I'm just going to keep burning these plows. It may be wrong to do so, but... So now, like, Raptor would be a beating. A Johnny Nakata Pariah. Okay, so I have to plow that. And I'll just do that in the end step. I don't think that's a tough call. They're down to 3 cards. I can waste their red source. Oh my goodness. What a freaking draw. I'm actually really happy about that. Let's just draw here. I'm not going to attack into this. Okay, Guide of Souls is sick. I think I've said that like 3 times in the video. I don't know what. My daughter asked me, do you ever say the word sick? And I was like, no, I don't say that. I don't think I've ever said that in a video. And I just said it 3 times because it's like top of mind because of what she said. Okay, so if they have another Ajani, it's good. Voice of Victory, I'll plow that. They can attack. I will let them attack. They don't attack. They're doing a good job of holding the fort over there. Okay, Guide into Guide is probably better than plow here. Well, let's just Guide. Oh, what is the merit of plowing this? They could draw like another Ajani. They would have red permanents for Ajani if they were to flip him. If they draw the card that... I think I just have to respect it. Like, I'm not happy about it, but I am going to respect it. And now I think I actually am going to attack with these. And just keep the pressure on it. Like, I wouldn't mind removing that. We got a Sir in chat. It's max 4 plows in the deck. Wait till you see my braids. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go across. We have to get them dead, and they have, like, such a good end game. We have a good end game, too, that involves, like, drawing the guy that makes all our creatures. There, I'll trade that. That's fine. I just can't wait around forever. Like, this will trigger, and I'll get, like... Maybe I draw another 1-drop. That would be great. Okay, they drew land, which is actually really good here. It's good that they're drawing that. What could that mean? I don't think they have any flash threats. Okay, this is great. So, champion. They're not going to be on a 4-color deck, I don't think. So I don't think we need to worry about Bowmaster. I think it's actually better to Guide and then deterministically get the buff. It's not deterministic because they can plow in response to this. Looks like they may be doing that. But why would they do it this way? They could fire magic. That would be really annoying. But they wouldn't do it that at this time. Okay, basic mountain. A sweet looking mountain. They got the cool space theme mountains and stuff. A braid. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Well, this comes in. And I will just play this out, sadly. Okay, so we get a buff. And I'll just attack for 1 and pass. I mean, we are gradually chipping away at them. They're doing 1-for-1s. But, like, they just have so much more potential with their deck. Like, if they find a Raptor, it's just devastating for me here. And I might just draw a land. And then I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Onslaught Pride. Okay. So, that's not necessarily great, but it could potentially be really good. I've burned all the plows. I needed a braid. Thraben Inspector's not bad. Let's do this. And this is a blocker, and now I can at least attack with my champion. Okay, wow, they're consigning that trigger. That's their last card. I'm happy. They're going to pay to stop like all those triggers. That's pretty smart. I mean, they're able to stop 3 different triggers here. Yeah, that's a good use of their card. I do still get to gain a life and get an energy. I think it's fine to just send. They're not going to block. They'll have to draw a removal, and they remove this, and then I have to basically block. I think I'm supposed to just keep doing damage. Yeah, that was a cool use of consign. Yeah, if they happen to draw exactly removal spell, it'll be pretty sad because I'll have to lose my champion just to stop them. Oh no, this is how it ends. What do they find? I told you earlier, I said like Amp Raptor is going to be the death of me. They have a Johnny. They don't have a way to flip him immediately, but this is death. This is what death looks like. They don't have good attacks here. Well, they could attack and they could flip a Johnny and then they could freaking dome me with the Ocelot Pride Body. I actually think that would probably be correct. I need to block the Ocelot Pride. I'm sorry. Yeah. It sucks, but like this has to happen. They're probably going to dome my guide. Criticat. I don't want them to start getting even more cats though. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, that was horrific, but I knew it was possible. I think this is a horrific matchup. I think this is probably like a 30-70 or something. And I think it all comes down to the fact that they have just like Amp Raptor and a Johnny and stuff, and like we're playing freaking Thraben Inspectors. Not to be too hard on my creatures, but like yeah, the Amp Raptor into a Johnny was so good. So insane. And now it's questionable what we could even draw that would be relevant. Because we have to get over there and hit him somehow, and we're not going to. We could attack all, and like we just lose everything. Good games. All right, final round, trying to redeem myself, get half my play points back after a pretty disastrous run. But I'm not giving up hope. This isn't a fine hand. This is Caverns is not free, and we're gonna see why here in a second if they waste me. But we are gonna lead with the guide, as one should. Even though these get buffer. It is going to suck if they have Bowmasters in the deck. It's going to suck way more if they have a Wasteland right now. Okay, Misty Rainforest. Okay. Snow-Covered Island. Tamio. Alright. Well, I have a plow for that, but I can't cast it, unfortunately. Oh, no! That's how it ends. Come on, give me a plains. Alright, well, at least I can guide again. Yeah, I'm going to guide again. Because then Champion gives me... Yeah, and this can't be countered. Then Champion gives me more power when I attack. Like I can potentially attack in and take Tamio out, but if they have a plow, it's going to be a big problem. They have a Ponder, so they need a second cantrip if they want to flip the Tamio immediately. They have a Wasteland. They're wasting... Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, well, I'll just hold this, but unfortunately, like I'm probably dead in the water because of precisely the thing I said. Like, Caverns is not free. If I were playing just plains, I wouldn't be in this situation. Yep, and okay, we're just chilling. We're gonna hit for 2. The advantage bar is way on the side of their table now. If I draw a single plains, I'll be probably back in it. I mean, I don't have anything to do with these Wastelands. It could be that the Wasteland's holding back some degeneracy. It could also be that they just play a plains and move on with their lives, and my Wastelands just sit here. If they brainstorm here, that's probably that. Unfortunately, I think that's probably that. So now I can't even touch that. You know, there's a swamp. Dotsie's taking my plow probably. And I just, it's comical from here. Like how bad this is going to be. This is going to be extremely ugly. So I will play this out, but like a Bowmasters takes it out. We are going to be able to attack Tamio. Hopefully. They don't have Snuff Out. They could have Snuff Out. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and attack Tamio here and try to chip a little bit of loyalty offer. And the sad thing is, if they kill this, I just don't have a way of doing more against it. They have a Clue Crack. Yeah, I mean, I can stick another champion, but it's just not going to be good enough, and they may have another waste. Okay, Underground Sea, I can actually do something against that. They may bury here. They're murking. That's horrible for me. Okay, but it's not Bowmaster at least. All right. So I'll just wait and see what I draw before I waste this. Okay, Haliya. Oh, so Haliya comes in. She's better than Champion. We gain some life. We gain 3 life. We draw a card. Actually, this is fine. So I'm glad I didn't like just snap off the Wasteland. This is a perfect example of why you don't just snap off the Wasteland during their turn. Because like this was like maybe the one thing I could draw here that's like extremely meaningful. I mean, I could... Yeah, I'm going to play her out. So I gain 3 life. I get some energy. It's not enough, but it's some. I draw a card. Champion grows. They don't really have good attacks. They can just hide behind their giant wall. But eventually I will be coming for them. So they could bury here. They can do a lot of things this turn. Baragwif's not like super strong. Okay, I get my card. It's a plains. That's great. All right, and what is this card? This is Clue Crack. That's great for me. So if I can find a plow, I'm still in this. But barely. I might have to just like kamikaze them at this point. Okay, Thalia's Lieutenant is very good. So let's do this first. I do want to waste this, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and champion first. This is 6/6. I'm going to get an extra card here. Always yield to these. Always yield. Oh, we're getting tons of life to where like their Murktide is not going to be a threat anymore. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so this is enough energy that we can conceivably just attack through. I am going to use this before I go to attack so I can make more tactical decisions. It's a lot of triggers. Wow, I'm glad I didn't concede this because we actually do have kind of a ball game here. So we have to waste first. The reason we're wasting first is now, okay, they don't have any mana. So let's think about this. If we just so we could hit a Haliya twice. We could probably hit this champion. We hit him once, and then the Murktide dies, and then we can also hit the Haliya, and she's big enough to trade. They'll almost certainly trade. I could also just buff this. So I think I can't quite kill her. Let's think about this. So we make this a 5/6. I don't love doing that, but then it hits this. They have snuff out potentially. Champion gets bigger. I should only attack with the creatures that I intend to buff. I think they would trade for Haliya, but then this dies. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I see the line. I'm going to attack with Haliya and with Champion. And I'll attack both with Tamio. And they may just let her die. So these are both going to get a flight counter here. Yes. Oh, actually, she is not big enough. Yeah, I forgot about the debuff. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. This will be big enough, but it's not going to kill her. No, wait, it will kill her after combat. So they can choose. Yeah, they're letting Tamio die, and they're keeping their Murktide. So that's good for me. I might be in this still. They could have some sort of trick here, like a snuff out. That would be really good. Okay. We'll pass. Okay. Wow. Like Wasteland, of course, being very good here. What do they find? Fatal Push for my guide would be good. I champion next turn, assuming they don't... Okay, the Dark Ritualing. Is this Doomsday? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, I don't think they have a way to crack into their pile. So they are going to die next turn. I'm going to throw everything at them. Actually, I won't be able to do enough, I don't think. They'll go to 7. Champion, all the champions grow, the guides grow, they can block 1. I will attack everything. I just don't gain enough energy. If they have, like, exactly a cycler in hand, they might be able to win this turn cycle. All right, and they conceded. So here, a road is an answer to Tamio. I think it's better than Plow, because it can hit either side of Tamio. So I can go down to 3 and 3. I don't even know if they're going to use a creature juke here. That'd be kind of crazy. But Disruptor Flute is good if they Doomsday. That's like really the only counterplay we have. Let's talk about what isn't particularly important here. I don't think the game's going to go long enough for our inspectors to really matter. Hopefully Initiate can come out for sure. They just don't have any instants or sorceries. Maybe I just take those out. Then I keep the inspectors just because they do meaningful stuff. So, yeah, that's still 4 removal spells. I don't want to go up any higher. The big card is definitely Disruptor Flute, because if they're going off and you stick it, it's like devastating for them. Gosh, this is unfortunate, but I'm going to mulligan this. I need white sources. This is the same problem as the previous round. Oh my goodness, this is so bad, but I'm going to keep it. I'll put back the Erode. Gosh, it's so bad. So bad. Yeah, I mean, I could just put back the Wasteland. It doesn't actually cast anything, but it does cast Disruptor Flute in a pinch. I hate to say it, but I'm going to put back the Champion. Yeah. I think I might draw a white source and be able to clear like a giant Baragoyf or soon to, Ultimate Tamio or something like that. They do have the Tamio, so I'm glad I kept that. Okay, Karakas. I am going to play this out, though. I'm not going to go after her yet. I want to be able to kill her around days, and if they flip her aggressively, that's very good for me because they'll only get 1 clue. I just hope that they don't have a Wasteland, but if they have a Wasteland, I am at peace with the fact that they may be able to daze my Erode on their Planeswalker Tamio. But giving them land is kind of awkward because then they have more mana to correct clues. They have the brainstorm. Okay, this is actually good, assuming that they don't also have a force. If they have a force, we're screwed. I guess I could have just Karakas and bounced it, so they wouldn't have even been able to do any of this. Maybe that was the line. I felt like I needed to get on board because like she's a valuable card in hand too. She pitches the force. They can always just read. Oh, gosh, they had the Wasteland too. So brutal. I think we're screwed. I don't feel comfortable waiting here. I can always ultimate. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try this. It sucks, but I think it's correct. It really sucks. I could have waited till their upkeep. Okay, we did get it. No point in attacking since they plussed. Yeah. Maybe I should have waited till their upkeep to do it. They would have been able to untap and maybe brainstorm and find a daze. That's the reasoning. They ponder. They find another Wasteland. We're like seriously hampered. Okay, it's not Wasteland. That's good. This could just be a giant Murktide. Flow state is pretty good in this situation too. Okay. So I'm just going to play the Wasteland out, and I am going to just guide here. Another Erode is not unwelcome. It may not be relevant. I feel like I need to advance my board state. I can't just Disruptor Flute here. If they go for it, like I'll Disruptor Flute afterward. And I'll name the... Maybe they force this? They do force it. Okay. Well, I don't feel comfortable wasting them with this being like my way that I'm going to cast Disruptor Flute. I've already been burned by wasting in a previous match. Like if they have Baragoi, they win, probably. Another Tamio. Okay, and I can't really hit her here. Oh, they're going to flip her immediately again. All right, well, yep. And they still have 4 freaking cards in hand and a clue that they can activate. And I've done like basically nothing. I've been on the defensive this entire game. They have a Lotus Petal. They can Doomsday here. They are Doomsdaying here. They're going to Doomsday me. Oh my goodness. And, Baragoi. Yeah. Baragoi, sure. All right, so I can still Erode Baragoi. I think I'm supposed to do that. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to Erode Baragoi. They're down to 1 card. This has to happen, and then I just have to Needle Tamio, sadly. Do they have another basic in their deck? They don't. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do this and just hope that their last card is not Daze. Okay, knowing my luck, their last card is probably like another Flow State. So I don't have good attacks, I'll just chill. So this was like basically a 0 value Tamio, but the Flow State gave them so many cards it doesn't even really matter. Okay, what is this? Yeah, there it was Flow State. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be indignant, but it's just like one thing after another. Yeah, Flow State into Flow State. You just can't win. 4 cards in their grip. I have no idea what they have. They actually have enough mana they can just pay for stuff now. I do need to start attacking Tamio. Novice Inspector actually does something here. I might as well play it out uncounterably. They could have Bowmaster. I didn't look at their pile last time. They didn't actually show me. They conceded before they showed me, so I don't know whether they're playing Bowmaster. I do just want to draw here. I'm not going to waste them. Like it's tempting to waste them, but like I think I need to keep advancing my game plan. They could most likely just win next turn if they have the card. Okay, I did not draw a land, so I'm going to attack Tamio. Like, how many cards do they likely have to actually clear this Disruptor Flute? They may have a Brazen Borrower. I think I'm supposed to attack them. It sucks, but I think it's true. And Haliya will be good because I can Karakas her and then cast her a second time. No, I can't. If I draw a land, I can. So they have the clue to crack right into their pile if they Doomsday right now. And I have like almost no pressure. So you could argue I shouldn't have even attacked them there. If they do Brazen Borrower, Tamio becomes a huge ordeal. This is the Doomsday. So if they don't have a force, I can name the thing, but they may be able to cast it anyway because they have so many lands. I can waste one of them. Yeah, there's the Doomsday. I'll go eat my lunch, and I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, and they are immediately brainstorming, so we're dead. They can just do the LED pile. Doomsday is not nearly as hard a deck to play as one might believe. I think it's probably hard to play like perfectly, but there are some pretty obvious lands like the LED into Consider into the thing. Okay, Lotus Petal, sure. I don't even need to guess what's in their pile. They're just going to show me. There's no way they pass. Okay, they passed. That's weird. So it's worth noting that... Okay. So if I disruptor flute here... Let's go ahead and look at their pile. I guess they're not going to show me their pile yet. So let's see whether they have a force in their hand. That will determine a lot. 1, 2, 3. So they almost certainly have a force in hand, sadly. So unfortunately, there's no way that I can get big enough to do the damage I need to do. I need to cast the disruptor flute. The problem with casting disruptor flute is that they'll force it. They also have a daze over there. It's possible that they do some sort of line where I can surprise them with disruptor flute. They have a daze. I can't do anything. I just have to chill. I attack them and I pass, and then I have disruptor flute. If they LED their hand for some reason, I can't imagine them doing that. Yeah, unless I don't think I'm miscounting. They have a force, so they're not going to pass the turn twice. So I'll just attack them. I would love to waste them. I'd love to do a lot of things here. There was no way that I could do sufficient damage, sadly. I could get a free card off Haliya, but that's not what the battle's about right now. The battle is 100% about them being able to do their Doomsday thing. Brainstorm, like, I can't imagine them needing to do an LED or anything like that. Consider, that's fine. So again, like, because they have the force, it doesn't even matter. I need the, like, if they LED exactly, they probably just play it out, and then yeah, oh, they are going to LED. Okay, oh, please LED. They'll have exactly 5 mana. If they use one of these mana, I can win, because they have to discard their hand. They don't discard their hand. Okay, well, there was nothing I could have done. They would have been able to pay the extra mana for the LED. They did have a force in their hand, so good game. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter, because they have the... I don't have a removal spell. Okay, and if you see some, like, thing I screwed up where I could have actually... There was actually a window, but keep in mind, they have force in their hand. So, like, Disruptor Flute is not going to resolve unless they LED, discarding it. And then I get a window. Okay, I'm going to keep this exactly the same. We did see Berry. I could bring in Plow. I actually think that it might be better to bring in a Plow and just try to control their creature angle a little bit better. That's 5. All right, I'm going to try this. I think I'll probably trim Thalia's Lieutenant. It was good that one game, but I love how he's doing like the fist pump there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then this is just one more card that we can potentially remove, like a giant Merc. All right, let's take a look here. Again, betrayed by my deck. I don't know what to tell you. This is actually a keep. It's not great. So the card that is going to go back here is Zach Fair, because the game might drag out and Zach Fair just doesn't really do anything. But I can get my inspectors down. They mull the 6. So we have a road, but we have nothing if they just Dark Ritual Doomsday, which they may just do. Okay, Misty, fetch. Probably basic. Yeah, respecting my my capabilities. This deck is really good against our deck. I think this is a pretty unfavorable matchup, but I'm going to do my best. I want at least half of my play points back. Come on. Let's do this. Okay, so Wasteland's not particularly strong here. I mean, like, I am going to play it out. I don't think Thalia's Lieutenant is correct here. It may actually be correct just because it does more damage immediately, and it does grow. And if they daze this, is fine. I think just playing a Thraben Inspector is so meh. And drawing a card is meh. So this grows this, and it grows when I play the subsequent. So it does put a little more pressure on this way. Okay, Brainstorm. I love to see it. This is a mono-white deck with like so many planes, and it feels like we're always struggling to find white mana. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and play the Thraben Inspector out, and then I have Clue Crack. I mean, I could crack a Clue first. No, I'm going to play it just in case they daze. This grows this. Lets me hit for a little bit more. And I have Clue Crack in the end step, and that will at least keep them from surveilling. It may make tactical sense to just surveil here to bait the Wasteland. No. So now, basically, I'm guaranteed to just crack the Clue here. There is a risk of them having Bowmaster. They didn't have it previously. Flow state, like the perfect flow state with exactly 1 instant and 1 sorcery in the graveyard. I can't do anything about this. 7 cards in the grip. Like, we are seriously in danger here. But no Bowmaster risk. All right, Haliya is pretty sweet. She can grow the Lieutenant. Oh, that's pretty... I'm still choking on freaking 1 white mana. So brutal. I hate to say it, but I think I'm supposed to crack the clue first. I don't know. I could play my own dude. That's something you can do. It doesn't feel right. For sure. So we're hitting for 5. What are we doing? It just sucks that, like... Yeah, if I find a white, I can Haliya and do some other stuff. It's probably just going to find some other random card that I don't care about. Okay, well, I mean, that's good with Haliya next turn, so I guess I'll play with the Parish. I could hold up a Plow. I just don't think that's where the fight is. Like, if they have, like, a pass the turn line now. So we're hitting for 6. They're at 7. When they fetch, they'll go lower. And then when they Doomsday, they'll go even lower. And then next turn, we can definitely clear like their blockers and stuff if that's the angle they want to go. But I think they're almost certainly just lining up a Doomsday here. 10 cards that they're looking at. I'd be stunned if they can't figure out a way to like win. Because the Dark Ritual, Doomsday, crack into their pile, and then just use their LED. Yeah, they have a lot of mana too. I don't regret anything I did. I think that I need to be aggressive. But now I don't have, like, they don't have to have a perfect pile. Okay, they're fetching to 6. So they'll drop the 3. They can still cycle 1 time. This is Doomsday. I actually hope that they Doomsday without the Dark Ritual because that means they have fewer mana, but they can just get Artifact mana. They may have Artifact mana they're just holding. Oh, wow. Is this another flow state? That would be so good if that was just like what they were doing there with their mana. Okay, that's great for me. So they're dead on board. They need to find, like, just crazy stuff from here. Fatal Push. Yeah, they're not dead on board anymore. But I'm going to waste 2 of their lands for sure. I'm just going to reduce them to not having a lot of outs. So if they counter this, they survive. If they don't, they die. I think it's as simple as that. Let's go ahead and do it. Yep, they force to 1. They can't Doomsday anymore. I will go ahead and attack all. I think I got very lucky here. I am going to trade them off a land here. Again, they can't cast Doomsday unless they have a way to gain life. They could Baragorf, but I've got double interaction for that. Like, they won't be able to get a land. I can't see how they win unless they have Baragorf backed up by a Plow, and that temporarily gets them. All right, we got it. So that was a 2-3. Again, I think if I'd played around the days against Death Shadow, we could have gotten that one too. But like a lot of those were not even close. Like the red-white matchup was pretty bad. And maybe it's just the variance, but it felt like really, really bad. And I don't know that I was supposed to block. So if we look, we got O2'd twice. That's bad. You don't want to be getting O2'd. That means I didn't even get a single game of those 2 matchups. I don't think there's anything wrong with the deck, though. The deck felt great. It's just that, like, what our opponents were doing was so much more powerful, which, you know, this is a $300 deck. I'm not convinced that Cavern of Souls is good, frankly. Like, it probably helped us in a few places. After, like, that experience, just so many times this got wasted, and I was just sitting there doing nothing with, like, tons of gas in my hand just waiting for a freaking plains. And so I think, like, this is a bad experiment. Like, I don't think this is correct. And so many people, like, that's one of the most common things I see in comments is, like, why are you not playing Cavern of Souls? And I think that was a great example of why we're not playing Cavern of Souls. Yes, there was a few situations where it was helpful, but it just doesn't feel necessary. The only situation where I think it's good is if you're up against exactly Chalice of the Void. And if you're up against Chalice of the Void, you're probably up against stuff that is also, like, affected by Damping Sphere and Disruptor Flute. So you could just pull, like, a lot of your 1-drops out and lessen the impact. You can still win off of, like, Haliya or none. Thalia's Lieutenant. You could bring in the Containment Priest. Like, if you're up against Moonstompy, it's actually a pretty good card because it stops them from flipping their Fable. So, yeah, I, like, save $200 and just build the version without the Cavern and, like, bam, like $140. This is the better version of the deck based on at least this limited experience play session. We never ran into Chalice. It never mattered. I think there was, like, maybe 1 or 2 situations where we snuck something through with it, but how many times did it get wasted? Probably dozens. I don't know. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I think we probably got wasted. Like, our Cavern probably got wasted like 6 or 7 times. And it was almost always devastating to be down a land like that. And like we're cutting the lands so close, like 19, we don't have any selection. We're not playing any like Eagles in the North type thing or anything like that. We just don't really have any like recourse if we don't have our lands under us. And also the fact that Caverns can't tap for Plow is consequential. It came up. So I'm dedicating this to all the people in the comments who are like, why don't you play Cavern of Souls? That's a very reasonable question. And I hope that you found this video useful, and you're welcome to disagree with me on that. But next time I play this deck, I'm not playing with Cavern of Souls. I did have fun. The deck felt great. Like, we got to see Ward of the Inner Sky. She got plowed a lot because she's so strong, and our opponents recognize that. But we got to see just how quickly she grows. It is awkward sometimes where she has to attack to get the counters, and in attacking, she loses the Vigilance, and the Vigilance is very important in certain matchups. But I think on a balance, like, this is an insane one-drop. The Inspectors, I still think that we've maxed on both of them just because they're so good with both Warden and Haliya. And, I mean, this is probably the most likely on the chopping block Champion of the Parish. If they print like a really good one-drop in some of the upcoming sets, this might get cut. It is really cool when you hit for 6 with him, but I don't think that alone is worth playing him. Like, he's a pretty mediocre top deck. Whereas, his bigger brother is like a very reasonable top deck. So I think that's probably like the biggest thing. But it's not clear what I would replace him with. I still have yet to activate Hopeful Initiate, but the fact that it survives a Bowmaster Ping and it's a 1-drop, and the fact that it does have a theoretically relevant ability, even though I've never used it in, I think, like 3 leagues that I played with it, I've never used that activated ability even once. And it's immediately available. You just need to have the mana. You don't need to wait a turn cycle and tap it or anything like that. You just do it immediately. You almost always have the 2+1/+1 counters, which makes it all the more baffling why I never activate it. But it is 3 mana. 3 mana is a fortune in Legacy. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.